Okay, welcome to Speed Latkes. I'm going to make latkes in 15 minutes. I'm leaving the camera on. I'm going to go as fast as I can. This is how I'm going to do it. First of all, you need a food processor. You need one that you can use. You need one that you use all the time. Because if you're not used to using it, it's going to be very difficult. So I use this all the time. I'm very familiar with it. First thing, food processor. These are pre-washed and ready to go. Little potatoes, little small potatoes. I'm not going to peel them. That's going to save me time. You're going to use a small onion. This is a large one. If you have a large onion, use half of it. We're going to use one small onion. A bag of potatoes, 3 eggs, matzo meal and not flour, salt and pepper, and extra virgin olive oil, which I'm going to start cooking right now. I'm going to start warming up the oil. By the time I'm done with these, the oil is going to be hot and we're going to fry. Okay. Oil is on. There's never a need to buy latkes. There's never a need to use those packages. They're no good. Okay, actually, talking about using the food processor, this is way too many. Been like a few seconds, and the potatoes are already done. The onion. You don't even need to slow down here, go really fast. You don't need to cut the onions. You're just going to peel them, take the skin off. Really under the gun here. You know, YouTube just changed their minutes. You can have a 15-minute video now, which is awesome. Maybe I can do it in 10 minutes. Okay. All right, everything's peeled. Put that in our bowl. And you know, the skins have all the nutrients, so why peel them? Okay, these are colorful as well. You know what? You can throw some carrots in here. I'm not going to do that. I thought about it, and I'm not going to now. Our eggs. These are kosher latkes, so we are checking for blood. We eat blood in our food, and sometimes the eggs will have blood spots. These are clean. Okay, I'm gonna add, I don't know, about a 1/4 cup matzah. We mix this up. And we're gonna add some salt and pepper. You know, if you were really, really, really cheating, you could add onion powder, but don't do that. Just throw that onion right into that food processor. Okay. These are definitely not too wet. Add some salt. And looking at that oil, it's looking pretty hot. Some salt. And some fresh ground pepper. Where is my fresh ground pepper? This is going to be a boring video. Okay. These are ready. I'm done. That's all it is. I'm going to fry them. Now, let me see how much time we've been. We are 4 minutes into this. Let me move this over here to the frying pan. Okay. This pan here is, it's a French pan. It's actually 100% iron. It's a iron pan. Cast iron. And it's from DeBauer. If I'm saying that right, DeBauer. Yeah, it's a great pan. It's very heavy. Nice pan. Okay, we're gonna put these in the oil and start to fry them. And you can make them a little more rounder, but it's okay. These are gonna be just fine. And you can see how quick this is. It doesn't have to take a lot of time if you learn how to use the tools in your kitchen, and that's the key. Because a lot of times we buy tools for the kitchen and we're not used to using them, and we go to use them and they're so complicated we don't want to do it. So you have to go through the learning curve of your new kitchen appliance. And I've got one that I use all the time, between the food processor and the Vitamix. Those are my two most commonly used utensils in the kitchen, and they're just like using a knife for me. They're that comfortable, and you need to get to that place. If you're going to use machines, you got to be really comfortable with them. It's super important. Otherwise, you will not use them. They'll sit on your counter, and if you're not going to use the machines, it's just such a waste. They will help you. I used to be, and back in the day, I was hardcore. I would never use machines. I wanted to chop everything myself, and that's fine, but sometimes you don't have the time, and I don't have the time to do that anymore, so I became very proficient in using machines. You can see these are frying up just beautifully, and probably most of the time is going to be just in the frying them. We're down, it's 7 minutes right now. We're 7 minutes into this, so I'm pretty sure we can get these cooked within 15 minutes. The frying is going to take you most of the time, but if you have a big nice pan like this, you can get several in the pan, and they will all be cooked up shortly. Now, what is the significance behind all this latke business during Chanukah anyway? The oil that was, once the war was over and the Maccabees had regained the temple again, they went and they purified the temple, and they needed oil for 8 days, and they only had it enough for one, but the oil miraculously kept burning. The candles kept burning on the menorah, and because of that, we celebrate with traditions that involve olive oil. You know, the best way to light your Chanukah candles is, in fact, not using candles, but using olive oil. That is the best way to do it. You always want to use oil in your candles whenever you're lighting for any holidays. Okay, let me get these. Let me check them underneath. You want to make sure your pan is really good and hot, but you don't want it too hot. They're lightly golden. These are cooking up very nicely. You know, Chanukah is really, it's for the whole world. It's not just for Jews. That battle that was fought and won set a precedence in the world, because up until that point, no one had ever fought for any kind of religious beliefs, certainly not a god, because back then it was just the Greeks, and they had all their ideas about all the gods and what they did. And for sure, no one would die for that. It sounded good and made, it was according to their belief, but no one would die for it. And the Jews were the first ones to stand up in the world and say, we're going to fight for the truth. We're going to fight for our God. And so they did that. It was actually been told that the war of the Maccabees was the first religious war ever. So, but because they did what they did, we still have a Bible to this day. If they hadn't fought that war back in the day, there would be no Bible right now. Because what was at stake back then was what's considered now as the Old Testament. It was the Torah of the Jews, the 5 books of Moses with all the commandments, all that was being completely persecuted and stifled. It was illegal to learn any of it. So if it wasn't for those Jews standing up in that day, we would not have a Bible. And I can't even imagine. But most people don't know about that. They think about Chanukah and they think about, it's just about making latkes. And it is. We do celebrate that. It's a tradition we have. But it is much more than that. And, you know, the world needs to know it. The world needs to know that because of that war, and because of those Jews standing up for the right thing, we still have the amazing Bible to this day. And, you know, I don't know about you, but it's a source of everything for me. So I'm not going to get all religious up on you, but that's the truth about Chanukah. And now we're into this 10 minutes. You can see these are doing amazing. This one in the middle, I don't know. It seems so hot in the middle of this pan here. But they're doing great. I would say that this one might be done here. Yeah, 10 minutes. A 10-minute latke right here. That's what I'm talking about. But I'm going to leave it in just a little bit longer. I'm going to drain them on some paper towels. And you can serve them with, if you like sour cream, you can do that, of course. You can serve them with homemade applesauce. And I was going to do that. What I wanted to do is just slice some apples and put them in the oven with a little bit of cinnamon and just roast them and serve roasted apples with these. That would be really, really good. Another tradition the Jews have to eat during Chanukah are the sufganiyot, the jelly donuts. Those are also fried, and so any kind of fried foods that have that use oil, you know, and that represents the oil that was in the temple, that was miraculously. What is the word? Miraculously. I don't even know what the word is, but. We didn't have enough oil, but miraculously we did. These look amazing. And you know, I'll tell you, the matzah meal, it just works a little bit better in here. It just holds them together much better, and it's just a better option than flour. You can use whole wheat matzah meal if you're into that. Okay, these are done. These are absolutely done, and it is 12 minutes and 58 seconds. Yes, it's true. You can make latkes in under 15 minutes, and you saw me do it. There's no editing in this video, and you can tell by all the things that I didn't know I was going to say and mistakes and all that. I'm not editing this. Straight up. I love to edit, but not this one. Okay, I'm going to stop because we're done. I don't even need to make 15 minutes worth of Chanukah latkes. You know it can be done. I gave you the recipe. I wish you all a happy, happy Chanukah to everyone. Because of Chanukah, we have morality in the world, and that is a very good thing.